Hello friends, I'm Colonel Failure and this is Train Fever. You join me on the North Atlantic map, What I Did Make, in the pleasant and quiet town of Christmas. On the outskirts of this town, an invasion is occurring, and we shall gently, this is going far better than I anticipated, gently walk around to the edge of the town, and oh, hello, here we go. Yes, an influx is occurring. An influx of coaches. We have a significant number. How many did I end up building? I think maybe 30 coaches have been set up, coming into and out of Christmas. I shall show you the lines I set up. I've literally done very little else than set up the lines I said I was going to set up. But the effect is dramatic, to say the least. However, what I can say with relative authority is you, mate, you're not going to make a lot of profit for a while. Anyway, zoom out so you can see them in motion. Yes, so I have linked the town of Christmas to Telman and to... where else? To Onion Jack and to Colesver. As it turned out, the link from Christmas to Brownville would have taken it through Telman, which seemed like it would be unprofitable. So I started building a road. Here's the road I started building. And then I got a quote to go through this bit of hill we've got going on here, and it was far too expensive. So I opted against that, and instead we have a Brownville to Onion Jack route running as well. There we go. Meanwhile, elsewhere on as we head north to Canada, the ironically named Frenchton, which is not in Quebec, it's in Ontario. I know, these things happen. Hair Bear Sukatani starting to pay off now. Brilliant. As is, in fact, is it? Yes, no, Hair Bear Rhino going to pay off pretty shortly. This is all good news because we want the money, because today I'm going to do something with a train that is not going to make me money. It's going to cost quite a lot. Librarian, Yeol, Weber, the threesome there, in a purely platonic sense, already making some cash. Let's have a look at the cash flow. Last year I spent a fair shake. What do we spend? $500,000. I spent $500,000 on vehicles last year. I took out $1 million worth of loan, because you do. But even then, we had $600,000 in income. I mean, that's no small amount of money right there. And where are we? February, and we're already up to $300,000, give or take. So things are looking quite rosy in terms of actually making some cash. As we hop the Atlantic, which we do so through this road bridge to Ireland, Amisol to Ragoon is also, or is it Rago 1? Which is quite the hip-hop name there. Doubtful. There's not actually a lot of passengers waiting. Are you going to pick up anybody? I don't think you are. All right, I need to generate a little... Well, no, okay, the previous one picked up, so that's okay. And then up here in Sweden, we've got Brian VA and Potato. Yep. Okay. So there's money to be made, and as I've been speaking, we've broken back through the 1 million mark. This is like it's like having a money printer. Where I have neglected so far, however, is kind of the continental Europe. In fact, continental Europe, which is made up of, 6 towns in total. But none of them are exactly close to one another. So I think Europe is probably going to be where I start out my my passenger rail service, because it's the only thing that's going to be fast enough to make that work. Anyway, let's talk growth. And the growth in question is in making some cash money from goods. Now, I'm hovering around this steel mill here just outside Morgantown, but as you know, as we have discovered together among many hundreds of episodes of Train Fever, the trick to goods is to delivering those goods to as many places as possible. So I do want a geographically dense, city-wise, geographically dense area to focus on. Now, once I've got faster trains, faster, more efficient trains, that shouldn't prove to be too difficult. But in this first period, it means that I am going to be back in North America again. Because everything else is too far away. I think, in fact, it might end up being trains and trucks rather than... so trains for some delivery, trucks for kind of final distribution. But let's have a look. So we've got oil refineries all over the place down here, and then there's a little bit of oil. Oh, this looks like it's... Let's drill Florida, people. Okay, right, we take oil up to here, I suppose. And then Brownville, Onion Jack, obvious early recipients. What's the road situation to Rhino like? And then maybe Rhino Tellman. That's a longer haul. Unless, instead of using this one, we use this one straight outside. And actually, we could go with get a second one going there. See, I'm so desperate to use trains. It is the name of the game, after all. All right, okay, that's one for consideration. I quite like the idea of drilling a big hole in Florida to make some cash. Not that I've got anything against Florida. Where are we? What else have we got? So again, we've got a lumber mill here and lumber right next to it. And that gets us Weber, Librarian, Frenchton, Colesford. That actually looks like the easiest. Okay, looks easier than the oil, but when have I let easy get in the way of a cunning wheeze? I think we'll give a spin to both. Right. So first things first. What's the lay of the land here? All right. We need a bit of road, and I'm not going to mess around. I'm gonna get a proper bit of. Let's just price this up in a carefree fashion. 100,000. For a really fat straight line on the road. And I mean, the reason for this this road approach is simply for the distribution of goods. Right now my goal is get growth. Growth getting, that's what we're trying to do to start with. Let's go as far as about there, I think. And then let's get the hookup set up here. There is space. You're just... You know, I mean, it's trees, you know, so it's maybe not the most ecologically friendly thing to do, but you know, at the end of the day, see, that's worked out relatively inexpensively. Okay, so we've got Weber, which is already hooked up to Librarian, which is nice. It's just a question of where the other roads are actually threading through the landscape. We've got one to Frenchton, which is okay. Okay, right, let's get on with this, shall we? Alright, I want a goods depot. These are bus stations. Thank you. I'm going to go with one of these. This is another mod here. So this is, forgive anachronisms that turn up. But, I mean, how anachronistic is... Yeah, I mean, that's too modern. No, not going to do it. We'll go with... We'll go with something of the era, I think, or at least, you know, approaching of the era. And then we want another one up here, but this one doesn't need to be quite as big. Right, and then we want some drop-offs. The other thing that I think I'll probably do quite quickly is have a look and see where goods are self-transporting, because I'll quite happily steal their thunder. Alright, Frenchton, let's take it to there, and then Librarian, it's a bit of a haul, but yeah, I think Librarian's a flyer. What do we think? Do we think there's a link to Colesford? I don't think there is. I think if we wanted one, we'd have to build it. Well, oh no, hold on, what's this? There's one. That's a link. Okay, good. Right, we're sold. So that's my 4, and I think I'm going to set a limit of 4 recipients to each goods setup. There we go. Put that there. What have we got here? Oil refinery. Oil refinery. All right. All that nonsense I was talking about, the easy one. There was an easier one all the time. Never mind. Okay, right. First things first. New line. That's the goods line, and there. No, that's the what are we talking here? Lumber. Yes, that's the lumber line, and then 1, 2, 3, 4 towns on the receiving end. Okay. Right. Lumber line. Add station from here to there. Smashing. The Weber Exchange. Nice. Right, so this is Webb Lumber. Right. Naming conventions are going to be the same as they always are, friends. Right, and then we go from Weber South to Weber itself. So this is going to be Webb Lumber Goods. Let's do Librarian next, since I see it off in the distance. Right, Librarian sidings to Weber South. So this is going to be what? Lib Lumber Goods. Now, another target that I'm setting for myself here is that over time I will evolve my my goods distribution system so that we don't just stick with these defaults that we're setting up. So that over time we'll replace them with modern services. By which I mean, hold on, trying to do two things at once is always going to end in disaster. Yeah, by which I mean that we do away with these truck-based services and we replace them with rail-based stuff. You know, already I'm seeing that Europe is going to prove to be a challenge, but you know, that's where the fun lies. Right, there we go. So you are, where the heck are we? Colesville. Lumber Goods. And as anyone will tell you, goods are where the cash is at. Right, there we are. We're there. We're done. We're good. We're rocking. Let's get a depot on here. That's not a depot. That is. Should we use one of these? No, too modern. Too modern. We'll stay old school for the moment. Right, so first things first, let's go for... Now, the question is, which is the North American one? The covered wagon or the brown wagon? I think the covered wagon. It's more expensive. It is more expensive. It's a lot more expensive. Ah, stuff it. A wagon's a wagon. We'll use the cheaper one. Right, wood, please. There we go. 1, 2, 3. 3? Will 3 do it? I think 3 will do it. Right, okay, let's go for, wherever we're going here, Webb Lumber. Go! Right, okay, we're in business. And then we'll buy some that have a goods focus. We will start off with going 2 on the Weber line. 1, 2. So Webb Lumber Goods. Right, and then we'll buy Alphar's Librarian. I think that's going to need to be a 5. Okay, Librarian Lumber Goods. Okay, I'm going to scroll out a touch here. Alright, Frenchton is definitely the same kind of distance. 1, 3, 4, 5. So that's, where was I saying? Wherever that is, Frenchton, right. French Lumber Goods. And then down here, Colesville, that also looks like a 5. Right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, people, do not let me down. Okay, I mean, you know, goods is an expensive hobby if it doesn't pay off. Right, there we go. That's everything in motion. Let's watch this wagon train haul out, shall we? Let's move it at speed so we can get an appreciation of just how much it's rattling around. I'll check the timings on those routes in a moment and see if I'm coming up short anywhere, but based off that kind of guesstimate, I think we'll probably be okay. There we go. Right, are you using the line? Yes, you are. Jolly good. Now, these take time to pay off. I have to say it every time. because it's as much a mental reminder to hold firm as it is anything else. To stay true to the belief. Something else that I'm intending to do later on. Now, I'm talking about stuff that really only comes into effect in 60 years' time. But what I've noticed with some of my goods depots in the past is you end up with trucks waiting to either turn in or turn out to your depot, to your goods storage distribution centre, because of AI traffic. Now, don't get me wrong, love the AI traffic to bits. It causes me no end of fun. But when it comes down to it, that's not efficient. And the way that I could probably improve the efficiency is by actually stepping these back from the road a little. So giving them their own little road network that the AI traffic is unlikely to want to use. That's my thinking. Right, anyway, there we go. We've got some lumber waiting already. This is all good. It's just a case of that now getting up to speed. Right, let's have a quick look at the cash situation. 215 grand profit last year, 1.1 million in terms of road revenue. This is good. And I spent quite heavily. I bought 200,000 worth of vehicles, 200 grand's worth of construction. What's not to like? I did say I was going to do trains, didn't I? I should do a train. I said I was going to do one. All right, well, let's go Europe. Let's get continental Europe on the go. I think I'm generating profit enough. Look at that. 45 people waiting to go to Librarian, and I haven't even got enough wagons to make that happen. All right, okay, right, good. We're up to $1.5 million in the bank. Now is the time to talk trains. Okay, Britain, what are you bringing to the party? A little bit of iron ore and a little bit of ore. Ore? No, that's not a word. Oil. There we go. Now, a wise person said to me in our previous playthrough that actually the distance travelled by goods has an impact on the amount of revenue you make when it gets there. So if we look at these two ore mines, for example, and this steel mill, which I have come back to, I may make more money from the ore if I were to ship it from Britain, which obviously I want to do. It's not wise though, is it? I mean, that's not a sensible use of resources right there. Especially since I'm going to have to bring coal in, and I think coal is going to come by train, and then we'll cart in. Yes, okay, and then we'll supply these three. Maybe if I can get a cheap bridge Amasol as well. All right, that's the plan. First things first, train. We're going to train coal. See, I'm tasting regret already. Let's go for a tiny, tiny, tiny little station. Right, where's the coal? I should be able to see the icon from here. There we go, it's right over there. So what we want is we want to be sitting something like that. Done, committed. And then let's give it a road before the game complains about me having not given it a road. Yes. Right, now let's build the receiving end. What do we got here? Okay, there's the station we've got. Let's build the station we haven't. And let's keep that line as straight as possible. Let's get it right out to there. That'd be nice. Bit of road onto that. Splendid. Track up. Let's just bang it over there and see what sort of price we get. Terrain alignment collision. That's a good price. Well, it's a black day for you to be a road. Don't worry, I'll put you back in a moment. Oh, hold on. We don't want to go on fast forward. Let's keep it. Stone me. While I've been on fast forward, I made 2.5 million. Well, I made another 1 million. Excellent. And actually, that was pretty cheap, all things considered. That was not an expensive bit of track to put in. And I've still got my my depot mod installed. Where are we? So I'm just going to use a set of buffers here because I think it's in keeping with this relatively simplistic line. Right, so we're going to go from, new line please. We're going to go from here, from Sass North, out to Upper Morganstown. These are good sounding names. Right, so this is going to be more coal. More coal! Splendid. Let's bang a train on it, shall we? Right, buy trains. Right, we're in Europe. And look at this healthy amount. I mean, I bought Stephenson's rocket. I grabbed the Stephenson's rocket mod in order to make it an option. But to be honest, I'm not going to use it. I ought to, almost out of, on principle. Right, what do we got here? The Fröstlingen, that's Swedish. Spanish Brooklybahn. I'm just going to guess that this is a Spanish train, whereas this six-wheeler is undoubtedly American. Good, right, well, we'll go with this chap here then. Yes? Yeah? Is that what we're doing? That's what we're doing. Pull, go. Right, and you are packing coal, so you want an open wagon. Have we got a variety here? Nope, that's all good. Regular open wagon, we're packing coal. 1, 2, 3, 4. I think 4 is as optimistic as I need to be for the time being. I can always add a little more should the need arise. Right, bang that on the coal line. There we go. I'm going to pause, right, because we have to watch the train leaving the depot for the first time. The first train in the series leaving the depot, can't not watch that. But instead I'm going to get everything else set up first. Right, back to goods depots again. Here's our distribution hub, which we'll plonk in there. And then we need some drop-off points. So we'll go one in yonder Morgantown. Where do we want to drop off? Let's drop off right about there. Meanwhile, I also want to bang in another bit of road here. Because rather than go through the centre of Morgantown, which is, fraught with hazard and danger, we'll come out here. We'll just, it's what we in the trade call a bypass. And then let's get another depot. It's not a depot. Well, it is a depot, and it isn't. It's a goods distribution thing. Right, and then out in Wikaki. Welcome to the world, Wikaki. Well, that has to be said, you don't have the easiest route for me to distribute. And you're going to go down there and then traverse all of this hostile terrain where there are undoubtedly bears. But okay, that's fine. 1, 2, that's 2 sorted. We were also going to do, should we do Sass? I don't know what the route's going to be. In fact, I've no idea what the route's going to be. Alright, well, we'll figure that out in a minute, but I do need to distribute to more places, so let's just put that there for the moment. And then I want to also do Anasol, which is, frankly an insane move on my part. But my goal is going to be to bring in all of this British iron ore across the channel and do that as a train service at some point. We'll mothball this coal section, this iron section here. Did I put the road back in? I didn't, did I? That might be something I need. Best do that then, huh? Go on, bridge, yes. Stone, obviously. Punch it. Right. Okay, right, we need a bridge over to Blighty. Now, I would be tempted to rebuild the channel tunnel, but I'm not going to. I'm just going to a straightforward bridge kind of operation here. So if we go from here to there, 100 grand. Stone, obviously. There you go. One bridge. And because, you know, there we go. That's nice too. Right, good, lovely. And then let's get you onto this modern highway network we've got going on here. Well, it is modern for 1855. Right. Okay, so now we want to see how these routes actually pan out. Road. Look at all these road routes I'm already running here. It's crazy. You know, I've been playing for a shade over half an hour. Right, what we need? We need 1, 2, 3. 1 there, 1 there, 1 here, 1 there, 4. Okay, right. I'm going to make you colours that show up, just for the sake of every reason that I usually say that I'm going to make it colours that show up. Hot pink, please. Right, let's run the hot pink line out to Blighty. Right, where are we? Where's the action happening? Okay, here we go. So from Morgantown out to Amersfoort. So this is AMR, I guess. AMR steel. No. Keep your. There we are. AMR steel. Actually, I don't think I have got enough routes set here. I think I'm going to need one more. Right, then we need one of these. Here, you can be orange. So this is going to be my ore distribution. What's this? Morgan. More iron. I see. Look, these names, they all lend themselves to, you know, the most obvious of gags. That's, you know, that's what I live for. And then next we'll go from here out to there. That's a nice short one. And that's going to be more steel. Right, good. Right, so that's goods. Let's segregate here. These chaps are the final product distribution system, and then that's right. Okay, now here's going to be a challenging one. Right, where are you going? That's not such a bad route. That's not such a bad route. Wick steel. All right, who haven't we got yet? So we've got 3. The 4th is SAS. No, you've done that bit. You want this bit. There you go. One of those. Not 2 of them, just 1. So kill line 1, because that's the one you decided you didn't want. There we are. Add station. Morgantown sidings. No. Press the button. There you go. That one over to this one. Well, now, there's a route that doesn't work. That's frankly ridiculous. To have to deliver from... I mean, where are we here? I mean, is that North? No, that's Germany. Okay, so we're going from Germany to SAS, which is Slovenia, Slovakia, Czechoslovakia, maybe. I apologise for my fuzziness on geography in the area. It's complicated, as I believe the early 1990s demonstrated. Yeah, we're going from Germany through Belgium, through France, round the top of Italy, and then I mean potentially we'd go through Hungary here as well. It's ridiculous. Anyway, look, let's give it its name. So this is going to be TSA Steel. This is a risky setup I've got here. I mean, I've reasonable confidence that it's going to pay off, but even so, there is a pretty hefty investment going on at this early stage in the game. Where are we? We could get out to this coal mine here. I think it's going to have to be. Where does this route go? It doesn't go anywhere at the moment. Right. Actually, let's not do the expensive stuff. Let's use moderate. All right, let's go as far as that. Not cheap. Okay, right. Now, what does that do to my route? Goes through Morgan. No, we go out. That That's probably pretty reasonable. I could cut the corner here and go direct, but to be honest, that's actually what might work better. There we go. This adds a little bit of variety to things, and it's a bit quicker. Good. Right. Hey, tremendous. Right. So let's depot time. This is quite the hub of activity, and this is exactly the area I was talking about not moments ago, where once AI traffic starts to build up, it's going to get busy. Right, let's use this cheap horse wagon here, the uncovered variety. What are you packing? You're packing iron ore. 1, 2, 3. Oh, God, what's it called? More iron. There we are. Right, and then let's buy. Let's think timing here. Right, we're only going to need. Let's go 2 for Morgantown to start with. Morgantown steel. Right. So that's Morgantown steel. That's Morgantown iron. That's that done. Right. Next, with Khaki's probably a 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Where are you? Wick steel. There we go. And then Amasol is also a 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. AMR steel. And then I think... No, that's got to be a 5 as well. Right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Job done. TSA steel. Good. Right, that's everything rolling. Now, let's unpause and watch the mayhem. No, we're going to unpause and watch the train. Right, you, there, something like that, along these lines. Pick a camera angle. Hit the play button. Off we jolly well go. Okay, right, that's quite enough for this time around. Oh, we're not following it now. Okay, well, look, I want to follow it. Hey, this is quite a handsome little route here. With my 4 dinky coal cars. Cute. Excellent, excellent. Right, I'm going to have a quick peek at the money situation. Last year, 1.4 million. This year, we're on 1.6 in November. The numbers are pointing in the right direction. I've spent a bunch of cash this time round, but it's going to be worth it. Let's switch back to appreciate the view mode. There you go. Look at it go. Hauling it, dragging it along. Thank you very much for watching today. I've been Colonel Failure. Where are we going next? Well, I'm going to try and use my ill-gotten gains and potentially ill-loaned loans to start to expand further. Now, the one thing I want to do is stay profitable and start to build up a bit of a war chest, because we are now, those stagecoaches have a lifespan of 15 years. I am 5 years into the game, which means from 1865 onwards, that's when it's going to get jolly expensive for a little while to replace my existing stuff. So I want to make sure that I'm in position for that when the time comes. There you go. That's thinking a little bit further ahead. I'm going to build quite a lot on pause, as long as the money permits. Yeah. What have we got here? Okay, we've got the Lit, which is Scandinavian, and we've got the General. Sorry, Nordic. Force of habit. I apologise. And the General, which is American. Those could be fun. Tune in and we'll see how much fun they actually are. In fact, I believe the Lit may have just made you... No, we're in Europe. Actually, where is the European stuff? Am I seeing all the European stuff, or am I only seeing the 2 DLC packs? I guess we'll find out over time. Thanks for watching. Chuck us a subscribe so that you can keep up with this series, and like this video if you, like I, had fun with it. I'll catch up with you very soon. Thank you very much for watching. Cheerio!